Wait, shit. I did it too early. No, it's fine. Hello, I'm really bored. This game is boring. The game is lagging. That's interesting. Oh, it loves to lag when I open tabs in my browser. I don't even care that you can hear my fan through the mic, probably, definitely, for sure. It's like, whatever. I'm bored. I'm understimulated. You can hear me just fine. You can probably hear me. Wow. I love that it lags when I do things. Someone sent me a message. Okay, this is unrelated. Did I set this as English? I did. Okay, let me open the... yeah, this right here. Nope. Okay, let me open chat on my phone. Did you know I got a new phone? It's very interesting. Let me see if it shows the image on screen. It does. Okay, so... shit. This game is fucking boring. So some of you may remember the time I was playing. I hope the volume is fine. I don't know. Some of you may remember when I was playing Gran Turismo 4. I said about the Formula GT Championship that it was a fun reward for having played the game because the car was so fun to drive, but it was also really stupid because the races were way too long and not much happened in them to warrant that length. So Gran Turismo 3 is basically that, but for the whole game. Except it's not even as fun to play, so it's even worse. I mean, this car is fine. I'm driving a GT1 road car. It's cute. It has an interesting design. It's not too cute. And what championship is this? I don't remember. Sure, it's only 5 laps, but it's like so many of these races have 5 laps out, you know, from the start of the game, that even that feels like too much. And there's so few tracks too. Gran Turismo 4 has way more tracks than this. I don't know. I feel like Gran Turismo 2 has more tracks than this. I need to close my browser so this lags less. Okay. But yeah, I'm playing on controller. It's fine. in most races, I think I get like an advantage of 2 to 4 seconds, and then it just stays like that. So this car isn't too powerful for this. Yeah, it is, but I guess I'm used to having tournaments where I'm just like 10 seconds ahead constantly. So like 4 is not that much to me, even though it should be. But when you do drive, around the level of the AI, I think they're way more aggressive than the GT4 AI. They take the inside line way more, they dive bomb more. That's not necessarily better, that's just more aggressive, it's different. But it is a more difficult game in general. The license tests are much harder. The S license, which in both games is just a collection of time trials. In GT4, I pretty much got the bronze time first try for all of them, and I think I even got a silver one. But for this game, I think I only got a bronze first try once, and every other license test was multiple attempts. Now see, this is a problem with this tournament. For some reason, a lot of the cars have to pit during the races. Not every race, but some. I don't think, if you're pitting at 5 laps, there's something wrong with your setup. Like, that shouldn't be the default for this tournament. I wondered if maybe because I'm driving so much faster than them, they're spending more tires. But I really have no idea. But you know, it's still Gran Turismo, so probably one of the better things you could be doing with your time. That's not... I don't know if that's what I meant to say. It's a good game. It's fine. I'm having fun. This is fun enough. You know, I had a long day at work. It was actually better than it could have been. But I don't really have anything else to do or anyone to talk to right now. So I just play this. And I'm getting somewhere. I really am. I posted about how painful this game was because I kept having to replay races and stuff and play with cars that I didn't really like. That hasn't been a problem anymore because I've just been ignoring the races that I don't want to do and then just getting money through the good races, and I'm actually at a pretty good amount of money. So I can buy a lot of cars after I'm done with this. But the racing itself is not as fun as it should be. The GT1 car I'm not super into anyway, but it's fast and it slides in a way that is nice. 10 more points. Championship standings 50. I don't remember if this is a 5 race tournament or a 10 race tournament. I guess 10. Yeah, 10. Do I save? I don't save. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yeah, I'm just gonna start. not loading chat anymore. Oh, there it is. One thing I do like... Okay, this is ridiculous. Shit. One thing I do like about this game over 4 is that it has Rome Circuit, which 4 doesn't. And I think Rome Circuit is pretty fun for an original track. Of course, I prefer, you know, real life tracks when I play these, but 2 and 3 only have one real world track, and from 4 onwards is when they start introducing a bunch of real life tracks. So 2 and 3, this game, has Laguna Seca, which is a racetrack in the US, not sure what state. Pretty fun track. And then the rest are all fictional. This is maybe not one of the most fun every time, but it is one of the most interesting to me. It is also one of the most painful because of a race in GT2 A-Spec, which is a mod that makes GT2 a little harder. And one of the final races in that game is in this track where this is the reverse layout, so it's in the normal layout, where I just could not beat that race with any car I had. No matter what I did, and all the other cars would be so much faster. They would keep corner dominance, they would keep grip, they would not, you know, any overtakes I did would eventually turn back around on me. It was really frustrating. And I just gave up on the game from then. And eventually, like many months after I finished the game, after I beat that race, I had to, like, I don't know, grab a new car and then tune the downforce to max, both rear and front downforce, which I'm not even sure is a great idea here, but it worked because I could maintain a lot more grip on corners and just defend for my life. Because, you know, I think overtaking is the hardest part when you have a hard race in Gran Turismo, because generally when you overtake an opponent, they just get a little slower anyway. No, don't they get faster? I mean, they just have trouble overtaking you, right? So I kept like a 2-second lead in that race, even though I was struggling every other time, because I had so much confidence in the corners that I just had to defend. And defending against these is really easy. Normally when I do these, I always point my fan to the other side so it doesn't pick up in the mic as much. But it's way too hot today, so I'm not doing that. So however the stream sounds like, it's just gonna sound like that. I'm instantly having much more, I don't know, I feel more engaged in the game if I have someone to talk to. Even if it is in essence just me talking to a mic and expecting someone to be hearing. It's definitely more stimulating than just playing this with a, I don't know, podcast in the background. I'm really tired. I want to beat this game, but it's so long. Every tournament is way too long. Every tournament has the same races. I feel like every 10 race championship has the same 10 races, just in a different order. I mean, how many races does this game have that are just like the reverse layout of another race, and then you see both in the calendar of a championship? Like, well, what's the point of having the reverse if you're just going to play on both? I'm just hoping really that when I get to the really fast race cars, it's going to be a much more fun game. Because if it is anything like Gran Turismo 2, that is just how it is. I think Gran Turismo 2 is really not fun when you're playing with the road cars, and really interesting once you get to the race cars. But even that game gets really frustrating and tiring sometimes. And both this and 2 have endurance races, which I will try to avoid. Shit. Because there's no B-Spec, there's no AI driver. You have to do every endurance race by yourself. Unless I have some time to invite someone to my house so I don't have to do this alone, I'll probably just not do it. Let's go to the next race. I was also thinking maybe if I am... Did the game freeze? No, never mind. I was also thinking maybe if I beat this championship and I don't want to do another, I could stream Formula 1 also, because I've been missing F1 2012 a lot. And playing that on stream would be interesting. I have played multiple Formula 1 games on stream before, but never one that I take as seriously as that one. Yeah, like as soon as you overtake every car, they're just not like passing you ever. So I basically battle for the first few seconds of the race and then never again, which is fine, really. I mean, I don't play Gran Turismo game for AI difficulty. But when every championship has the same races, it does become a little much. Shit. I think this is a pretty fun track also. This is Seattle. I think reverse. No. This is the original Seattle, and I think the other one is reverse. But this was also in Gran Turismo 2. It's a fun track. Has a lot of elevation, which I'm a fan of. I also noticed that when I'm driving this car, in most circuits, I never use sixth gear, which isn't ideal. I mean, why would you have a whole gear in your car that you don't use? But I don't really spend enough time thinking about mechanics to really know what's at fault for that. Like, would having more horsepower fix this issue? Or do I really have to mess with the gearing? I don't know. Because this is at not at max horsepower. I think this is at like 600 something, and I think max is like 1100, which is obviously a lot more than that. So I didn't install that much horsepower because that would be overkill. Shit. Oh my god. That was a lot more sliding than I thought. Oh my god, stop. Okay, do not let the rear tires go into the curb. For someone who complains about drifting being overused as much as I do, I really do love doing it in Gran Turismo. At least with cars that are this easy to slide. I'm not sure how to feel about the handling model of this game. I definitely prefer Gran Turismo 4 over this. But there is a lot of expression available here that is interesting. There's a single string of hair going over my face and touching my lips, and I don't like it. I do not like it. I want this gone. But I don't have time to adjust my face. I'm getting distracted. Oh my god. I don't really know where to go next after I beat this championship. I'm still in the immature leagues. So I got, I don't know, a lot of events I haven't done, but like the events I'll actually do, because it's very easy to just ignore shit in this game, especially because there's so many events that are tied to the specific brand of car. Like, I'm not going to buy a Toyota fucking Altezza or whatever it's called just for a single tournament where that's the only car you have. Like, that's stupid. Why would I do that? I already did the one where you have it's only Lancers. But at least the Lancer, you have like many options. It's just that they're all basically the same. And also the Mercedes one, but the reason I did the Mercedes one was because the reward for the second one was a touring car shit. And I really wanted a touring car, so I could do the touring car championship. And I did. And it wasn't very interesting, because that car is not fun to drive in this game. Which is crazy, because it's really fun to drive in 4. So you see the problem that I'm having is that I played the best one in the franchise first, And now I'm playing this one, and it's destroying everything. Because I expect a lot better from the series now that I have played the best one. And this just isn't up to par. It's really sad. That's not something that should happen. I'm fine with Gran Turismo 2 being an inferior game because I played that one first. And also because it's on PlayStation, and this is PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 2 games should be better than this. Let me drink some more water. Okay, we did a bunch of races, and it's only been 26 minutes, so I guess I'm fine. This race I do not like. Special Stage Route 11 sucks. I don't like these Tokyo races. Like, some of them have really interesting corners, but I think overall they're too long. The layout doesn't feel very, I don't know, cohesive, I guess. But it's mostly just too long. This is a race that if this game had B-Spec, where you just turn on the AI driver, I would turn B-Spec on for every time I got this, because I'm tired. I'm really sick of this racetrack. Shit. Oh my god. Something interesting I was thinking about the map in these games. You know, the map on the left of the screen there. I basically never use the map in these games to learn the layout, because I always play so many racing games for so long that, you know, my objective as a driver is to learn the layout of the circuit with my hands. You know, learn where I'm going, where I am, by looking around and learning stuff like braking points and shit by looking at the environment, using the signage, stuff like that. But people who aren't very experienced in racing games may use the map to know what the corner next up is. And I think that's just too distracting and also not very optimal if I want to do the same race multiple times. What I do use the map for is knowing where everyone else is. So it doesn't matter much in this race, but when I'm playing Formula 1, for example, I always turn on the like full map, because by default it's a zoomed in version that just shows you the corner you're doing and how close to you the other cars are. I don't think that's very useful. It's distracting. So I turn on the full course map so I can see where everyone else is, and that's much more useful information that I can absorb in a single glance and then stop looking at it. Just interesting to think about to me. So yeah, not even here in such a long straight do I use the 6th gear for that long. So it's definitely a useless gear. Come on. I've really been excited about that upcoming game, Grand Pro Circuit. It's just like a Formula 1 type game by a single person. It's very not graphically demanding, so it runs on like anything. He mostly plays it in his laptop, like very old laptop. And you can play it on keyboard, which is also his main way of playing. All the tracks and cars and stuff are done, you know, just by looking. Like his reference for the racetracks is just watching onboard footage, which I think is amazing. It just looked like a very, very interesting game, and every time someone posts like an interview or he posts like a brief video, I wish this game was out so bad. I know why it isn't. I know he said he's in no rush. It's his hobby. He has a family to take care of. He doesn't want to release it in like early access or anything because he doesn't feel comfortable with releasing an unfinished product. He wants the game to be completely done by the time he posts it. But why would he announce it so early? I want to play it so bad. I want to play it more than I want to do anything. And it's probably not coming out, like, I don't know. I looking at how it's going, I feel like 10 months is early. Like, if this game somehow manages to launch in 2026, it's gonna be like December. Because it's just one dude with no rush. Like, it looks playable for sure, but he says there are major problems with the AI, the career mode is not done, and a bunch of stuff like that. And also, people keep asking him about features he hasn't done, and he's like, well, I haven't done that, but I'll consider it. And then he puts it in. It's like, come on, man. Like, people are complaining that, not complaining, but I guess commenting on how the game didn't have turbo engines, which is important for a game that's talking about 80s Formula 1, because in the 1980s, Formula 1 had both naturally aspirated and turbo engines, and that was a whole thing about that generation, to the point where people call it the turbo generation, right? Or the turbo era, mind you. But he didn't do that because it would make the game really unfair and just add way too much complexity to the simulation of engines. And then he just posted a video where he was doing exactly that, and he was like, hey, this is fun. It's like, shit. I guess he's doing that. but he said it would probably be where either all engines are turbo or all engines are not turbo. Because the problem with the turbo era is that it was optional. I don't know why it was optional. Maybe it was a cost-saving thing to not have it. But the turbos are too good against the non-turbo engines, especially in high-altitude circuits like Mexico and some other. I only really know Mexico's high altitude. Maybe Brazil's high altitude enough for that to matter. But and his engine is apparently, his game engine, I mean, is apparently advanced enough that would actually matter in the game as well. So he didn't want to break the game balance like that, which is understandable. But also, I mean, broken balance is what Formula 1 is about sometimes. I love playing older Formula 1 games where like some cars are seconds away from each other. So if you play at like a slow team and try to win the championship, you're gonna have a really difficult time. Even if you are noticeably faster than the AI, your car just won't do it. It's like your Amuro in the Gundam. You know, like you're faster than this car can go, so it's gonna start braking. What the fuck did I do? Just 2 more to go. Grand Valley Speedway 2. It looks really fun. Look up Grand Pro Circuit if you're interested in the game. It's so cool looking. The graphics are very, like, not low poly, I want to say, but they're like noticeably, what the fuck? They're noticeably not very advanced. I don't know what the words I want to use are. Like, you know when you download a really old game in your computer and it runs so smooth, you're like, how did anybody, you know, not love this? But then you remember most computers at that time couldn't run the game, it's just that yours is too advanced for it. It looks like that kind of game. It genuinely looks old. It doesn't look like, you know, a low poly game that actually runs on Unreal or something and it runs like shit. He makes his own game engines and graphics and everything. So it's not on Unreal or Unity or whatever, it's like his code. And I think he said that like the entire tracks are each like 70 megabytes. I don't know why I'm driving like shit. I don't know, I'm very excited for racing games this year. There's a lot of promise. That Screamer game is probably coming out soon. It's like an arcade game based on like an Atari game that's really old, and it's like really pretty looking, but it doesn't look like my kind of game. But if it's good, I'll still be happy, because good racing games are kind of rare nowadays, I feel like. This track kind of reminds me of Ridge Racer for some reason. Something about the layout and the scenery. But this doesn't play like Ridge Racer at all, so, you know, I don't feel like I'm playing Ridge Racer. Why am I playing like shit? I keep going into the grass. And it's only the second lap? This is 2 minutes long? What the hell? There's definitely a lot of racing games coming out soon because I have like 15 in my wish list, but I forget what they are. Actually, there's iRacing Arcade, which is coming out March 3rd. That one is like, you know, like a micro Gran Turismo by the devs of Circuit Superstars. It does look fun, and I did like the demo, but I feel like that game is going to flop hard because it doesn't look too polished. It looks exactly like Circuit Superstars, but like a little tiny bit more. It looks like it had a tiny bit of a budget, and there's just not enough cars and tracks to justify playing that game for very long unless you're doing the career mode, and I don't even know how long the career mode is going to be. So maybe that game is going to be like 10 hours and then you never play it again, and it's going to have mostly positive reviews on Steam, and then you're going to play it and you're going to think, wait, this is a lot better than people made it seem. I want to play with my friends. And then you ask your friends if they want to play iRacing Arcade, and they check the price and it's like, I don't know, $20, and they're like, I don't want to pay $20 for this. And you're like, well, it's a fun game. It's, you know, it's, you can just make a lobby and play. It's so simple, and it's great. And they're like, but it's $20. And so you never play with anybody, and then you never touch that game again. It feels like that kind of game. Mostly because that's exactly what happened with Circuit Superstars, but at least Circuit Superstars had a lot more cars, I feel like. Not a lot more, but it had enough where it justified me playing it multiple times. I feel like I played Circuit Superstar for like 30 hours or 40. So if the sequel looks like it has less content, that's probably a bad sign. They did say they would add more cars and tracks, but knowing these developers and also the fact that it's iRacing, I feel like it's going to get like 1 or 2 content updates ever. But it is fun. I like the handling model. I love Circuit Superstars, and the tracks. There's a lot of real world tracks, which is cool. Like they have Tsukuba, Imola, Mexico. I mean, Hermanos Rodriguez. They have some other track I forgot the name of. It's like some track in the US that starts with B. I don't know. But they have quite a bit of those. And they have Formula 4 cars. They have a Porsche. They have interesting stuff to play with. So I really want to play that, but I feel like it's going to flop badly. This racetrack is taking so long. How are we only now on lap 5? I feel like we've been talking for an hour. There's a lot of indie games too, but those I generally have a policy of like very arcadey indie games. I'm like, I'll believe it's good after I started playing it, because I just don't have hope. I'm not a very hopeful person. I've been disappointed by too many games in a row. Indie racing games have no idea how to make good handling mod. I feel like that's, you know, probably one of the most challenging parts of making a racing game, but it's like the point is the physics, right? Like car physics are really important. Nobody plays Gran Turismo because it's good looking. I mean, I guess you could, but you play it because the physics are very detailed for a console game, and it's fun. It makes it a lot more fun than most car games in the platform. There's a lot of weights to it, and arcade indie games don't seem to get that very often. They always fuck it up badly in some way or other. And there's like 3 or 4 that are also like, yeah, this is the racing game that has a story mode. Our racing game has a story mode. It has characters. You play as a girl. And you know, I've played Racing Lagoon. I've played Our Racing Evolution, whatever it's called. I feel like all of these are the latter and never the former. Because Racing Lagoon is a genuinely really fun RPG that happens to be about racing cars. And Our Racing Evolution is a very straightforward racing game that has some dialogue here and there and isn't super fun to play. I don't know, we'll see. We're almost done with this championship. This is another track that you play too much of in this game. Like, it's in every championship. It's like, stop it. I want to play something else. Give me a different track, please. I mean, it's cool, right? I like the trees. And the layout is kind of fun. But it's so much. This game has too few tracks. I don't know why people say... some people definitely like this over Gran Turismo 4. They prefer 3. I have no idea how someone would prefer 3. 3 is so repetitive. The in-game economy is bullshit. There's so few cars. Why would you play this over 4? Like, I feel like I'm going to play this game once and then never again. Okay, this track does allow you to use the 6th gear, which is interesting. There's good speed there. This car is also very fun to slide in because it's so easy to correct it. You know, you can always tell when I'm sliding that I'll push the opposite direction and it'll correct itself very easily. That's good, you know. Like this. think I've run out of things to say. This track is just so boring. I can't do it. Oh my god, 2 more laps. Come on. Just kill me already. This just also forces me to play this game so much different to when I played 4. Because whenever I played 4, I would play it for hours and hours and hours. Because there was so much to do. To the point where it would become too much of my routine, would be just playing Gran Turismo 4. This game is so repetitive. Shit, I accidentally punched my phone. This game is so repetitive that I just have to play it in bite-sized chunks every time. Like, I'm already thinking of giving up after this race and just playing something else. Or just resting, I guess. I had a long day at work. But, I want to play something else. I'm tired. I'm done. This is a boring championship. This is a boring race. There's nothing going on. This game is so long. It also has multiple, like, 10, 15 lap races. I'm so scared of that. Like, if 5 laps is this boring, what is 15? Like, that's an endurance race at that point. But it isn't. "15 laps? It's crazy. I'm glad I didn't have to do an oval in this stream. Because this game has ovals. And they're, worse than this, for sure. But at least in ovals I can, like, press the gas pedal and then check my phone because I'm just going to move forward anyway. I can drive one-handed if I put my index finger in the trigger and my thumb in the left stick, and then I just occasionally upshift and downshift. Actually, I'm going to do that now. I'm going to finish this race with one hand. That's what I'm doing right now. Shit, how do I upshift? Well, I don't. I guess I don't. I just don't upshift. Or downshift for that matter. This is not bad. This is working. I mean, I'm much slower, but this is working. I can't reach for the shift key. There. It's boring. This game is boring. Why is it boring? Gran Turismo is supposed to be interesting and stimulating and fun. But it isn't. This is boring. Let me go. Let me leave. I don't... Oh, right. I forgot. Every time you beat a tournament, you get 1 out of 4 cars as rewards, and it's random which one you get. Which means if you're trying to get a specific car from a championship, which a lot of championships only have 1 car. A lot of championships only have cars that are exclusive to those championships. you might have to redo the fucking championship to get it. Although you could save before the last race and then just do the last race every time. But why would you do that? That's so much work. So instead, I'm going to save state. Oh my god, that's so much money. I'm going to save state right here and check which cars we're gonna get, because I don't care. I'm cheating. Who gives a shit? Okay, that's whoa. The Mine Skyline is notably one of the best Skyline tunes out of these games. It's even in Gran Turismo 7. I don't know. I might just use this one instead of going for the other rewards. Let's see the other rewards. A GT40. This is really making my life difficult, you know? I don't know. Do I want a GT40 or a Mine Skyline? Let's check the other ones. Nope. Okay, this is an NSX. I also want this. What now? This is a big problem I'm in. Well, okay, the GT40, I don't need it because there's also a race spec version of the GT40 that is better in basically every way. And I don't know if I need the regular GT40 for anything. The Mine Skyline is a really good car, I think. But I also don't believe I need it for any specific event. This, I think I can use in the Super GT series. And I don't have any other cars for that. So maybe this is the better option. I don't know. But I really wanted that GT40. Whatever, I'll just go with this. So yeah, this was a Gran Turismo All-Stars, 10 fucking races. I didn't do all of them on stream, obviously. But, see, this is the problem with this game's progression, right? You have the beginner league, the amateur league, professional league, rally events, and endurance races. Rally and endurance, I just haven't touched. I don't care. Rally is like whatever. I haven't made a car for that because why would I? I don't know. And endurance races, obviously I don't want to do them because this game's races are already too boring. So the beginner league has this many events, and you don't have to do all of them. In fact, I don't even know if you have to do any of them to get to the amateur league. So I did them basically just to get money. So I did the Sunday Cup, I did the Clubman Cup, I did the FF Challenge, the FR Challenge, the MR Challenge, the 4WD Challenge. I skipped this one. I did the Stars and Stripes one because I had an American car that I could use. I didn't do the Roadster one because I don't care. I did the 80s Car Cup because I had a car that was good for it. I had a car that was good for this also, and this also. And I did this, and I hated it. And I did this for the Mercedes. And I skipped this, and I skipped it. Like, look at this. It's a championship specifically for the Toyota Vitz. That's boring. That's stupid. I know it's like an ad for a car that you can buy at the time, but it's stupid. The Type R meeting is like, at least, you know, specifically for the Honda cars that are made with racing in mind. You know, Honda has a sports car thing that they do, where the Honda logo is red, and the car is called Type R. So this is specific for those cars. That makes sense as a racing category, because those are sports cars. This is not a sports car, and neither is this. And there's the Evolution meeting. I did that also, and then the Beetle Cup, fucking Beetle, really? And then the Gran Turismo World Championship. I did do it because, I mean, I assume that you have to do these to beat the game. I don't even remember what I got for that. And then the Amateur League, I did the Japanese Championship, I did the American Championship, I did the European Championship. I think the Japanese one was... Actually, I don't remember. This one was with an NSX. The American one was... fucking... I don't remember what cars I used for any of these. Yeah, I really don't. And then the GT World Championship, and the German Touring Car Championships, which is boring. And then the FF Challenge I haven't done because I don't have an FF car that's very fast. I also don't care, but I mostly don't have one. I did this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. And the Boxer Spirit is specifically for cars with Boxer engines, which are mostly Subarus. So it's just Subaru race. I don't care. And then there's this one. I did this one for some reason. I didn't do this one for some reason. This is the one that I just did. So, like, imagine you're doing all of these in order. You just finished a 10 race championship. Here's another one. But this one is with Japanese cars. And it says all Japan, so you imagine it's all Japanese races. But the fucking second run is in Rome. This isn't Japan. And the Laguna Seca is also not in Japan. They don't even have 10 Japanese races to do this with. But also, this has no limitations, so you don't even have to use the Japanese cars. So this is basically the same championship as this one. It's the same one, except all the cars you're racing against are Japanese. That's the only difference. Like, what's the point? What's the difference from this to this? There's no difference. There's nothing. You go to the race information. License required, IB, tuning, no limitations, drivetrain, no limitations, NA or turbo, no limitations, tires, no limitations, cars permitted, no limitations. Why would you do this? Why would you play this? Why do you even play this game? And then you have Tourist Trophy, again, with the same Audi TT that you already played a whole tournament with. You play this one. And then this one is just for Nissan cars with a red emblem. Which, like, okay. And then you have another Mercedes championship, which I did. No, not a championship. This is a single race. You do this, you know. This is the championship. You have the little dot and then the other dots in sequence. This is like you do one at a time. But anyway, you have to do these 3 races with a Mercedes car, and then you get the Mercedes touring car, which I did want, so I did it. And then you have another Altezza championship, and another Type R meeting, and another Evolution meeting, and then the Dream Car Championship, which I guess I'm doing. And let's see what the races are. They're the same. Wait, actually there's less. There's only 7. So that's fun. There's only 7. But then you check the race information. No limitations on anything. Like, what makes any of these different? I don't know. And then you're not done. You still have the professional league. So the Professional League starts with a British GT Car Cup, which, okay, that's, you know, specific. And then another GT World Championship with 10 races. And then the FF Challenge, and the FR Challenge, and the MR Challenge, and the 4WD Challenge, and the Spider Roadster, and the Boxer Spirit, and the NA Sports, and Turbo Sports, and the Gran Turismo All-Stars that I just did again, and the All Japan GT Championship again, and then an Italian specific race, which is fun, I guess, and then another race of Red Emblem, another championship for fucking Vitz. Who races these? And then the Elise Trophy, which is specific to this one car. Okay, there's two of them, but it's specific to the Lotus Elise. And then the Clio Trophy, which is specific to the Renault Clio, which you don't even have a normal Clio in this game. It's just the sport version and the race version, which is also sport. But the sport version, the V6, which is really cool, I like that car, and the race car version. And I mean, I feel like the race car version should be better than the V6, like inherently. So why would you go with the V6? But maybe you already have it. I don't know. But I like the V6. And then the Tuscan Challenge. What the fuck is a TVR Tuscan? And then the Dream Car Championship again. And then the Polyphony Digital Cup. This one is interesting. You know why? Because you can't tune the car. You can only use a car stock. It's interesting. That adds some challenge. And you also need an S license for it, which I do have. But it's just the same circuits again. And then you have Like the Wind, which is an oval, but like with the fastest cars ever. And then you have Formula GT, which you also can use any racing car if you want. I want a Formula 1 car for this, but I don't have one yet. But this is again 10 races, the same circuits as you always do, but you have Côte d'Azur at the end, which is different than you normally get it, you know? Like, what? Why wouldn't I just buy? You know, actually, how do you beat this game? Like, where do you get the credits? Because I don't think it's in the Formula GT, right? But it's the final one here, so maybe do you get the credits by doing every single event? But I don't want to do that. Like, I want to play these. I want to play the GT World Championship and the Gran Turismo All-Stars, and maybe the All Japan GT Championship, and maybe the Clio Trophy purely because I like the Clio, and maybe the Dream Car Championship, and definitely the Polyphony Digital Cup, and definitely the Formula GT. So I want to play these. But why is there so much of this game? I'm tired. This game is so boring. So this is my pain. Also, I have so much money right now. Let me save the game. I'm probably not playing anymore Gran Turismo 3 tonight because I'm really exhausted. I just found out, as you can tell probably. But let me check what's in the car dealer. This game has so many less cars than every other game in the series. So you have Japan, you have Daihatsu, Honda. What is up with Honda? Do you have anything interesting? You have this. I don't have enough money for this. I already have this one, so I guess that's the end of Honda. Do you have anything interesting with Mitsubishi? I think you get this rally car in one of the Evolution Championships, so I could do that if I want this rally car. It's really pretty, for one. But I don't really want any of these other ones because I already have a Lancer. And the Nissan, I already have a Skyline, but I could get this one. And this one is really good. This one is like a really good car for endurance races. My stream feed is way behind what I'm currently doing. That's interesting. Like I'm looking down on my phone and it's still in the Lancers. So I wonder if there's something wrong with my stream. My phone is just really slow. Subaru, who gives a shit. Suzuki, they have the Escudo, which is like one of the fastest cars in the game. Toyota, we have the Supra. Where? Supra, the best car in the world. I have this rally car and this, and the GT1, the like race car, not the road car. I don't know. Do I even want anything? I don't know. Ford. See, I want this. I want the GT40 race car. Can I see it? I can't. Look, this car. This car drives. It has 998 kilos and 493 horsepower by default. I'm pretty sure you can tune that shit. But you only have this one color. But it's like a really good car. I also have a rally car. Shelby, Panos. No, I don't want this one. What else? Germany. Does Germany have cars I want? It does in Gran Turismo 4. I like the German cars in 4. But this is like, whatever. See, I have this one. I have this Mercedes. Opel, rough. I have one of these. I don't know which. And a Volkswagen is just Beetle. Yeah, it's just fucking Beetle. Who gives a shit? Nobody drives these. France. Renault. See, I like the Clio Sport. It's cute. It's like wide. It's like a Clio but wide. And then you have the race Clio, which doesn't even cost that much. But like, why would you get the normal one? This one has, you just can't see the horsepower because fuck off. But see, like this, you know, there's a pink one. Italy, Fiat. What is, okay, it's the only Fiat in the game. Lancia. Oh wow, I like this one. There's just not enough happening in this game. Like I feel like every tournament is just gonna be the same now. It's just all the same. I'm just gonna do this one with the NSX I got, and then I'm gonna do this one with like something or other, and then I'm going to do these with like also something or other, some fucking car. There's not that many cars. Only when I get to the Formula GT Championship do I feel like I'm going to have some interest in the performance of the cars, because apparently all the Formula GT races feel very different. Some are like better cornering, some have better grip, some have better engines. And I heard people say that it gets pretty difficult. But this is Gran Turismo 3, how difficult could it get? Like, if you're all racing the same Formula GT cars, nobody has like anything else, how difficult could it be to beat a championship with like any of the Formula GT cars? I don't believe you that that's difficult. It can't be that difficult. If you saw my last stream, you saw how easy the Formula GT races were in GT4. So like this being difficult would impress me for sure. But also, the Formula GT races in 3 are not that long. They're like they're long, but they're not full race long. So that's I'm so tired. I want to play Formula 1, but I'm tired. I'm really exhausted. Let me close this game. It's gone now. You don't have anything. You don't have anything. No, I'm not gone. Get this out of my screen. Should I play a little bit Formula 1? Just a little bit, just to feel how I'm like right now. Let me open Formula 1. I need to make you able to see this. So But yeah, I named my racer Vittorio Marino because that's the fictional name I use for all Formula 1 games. Let's do a quick race just to show off the game. The game is much lower in sound and volume than whatever. Let's do 5 laps. Race only. Difficulty level. Fucking, I don't know. Where are we doing it? What's a race that really runs through? Spa would be interesting. Suzuka, let's do Suzuka. Wow, this game is low. Okay.
Standing by.
This game is cool. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to career mode in this stream. I'm tired. I just want to do one race and then I'll quit. I forgot how to play. What's the button? Oh shit. What's the overtake button again? Oh shit. Come on, man. What are these braking zones? Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, why is everyone braking so much?
Great passing move. Good work.
Oh, come on. These guys brake too hard.
DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone.
Oh my god. I was going to say, that was a really aggressive move. Collision? What do you mean collision? 10 seconds? That's crazy. How is that a collision? I just pushed him off normally. That wasn't a collision. Come on. Shit. I ruined my race. What do I do now? Ten seconds for that is crazy. I did such a good overtake on Vettel. And then I just fuck it up with Alonso. It's so crazy. It's so fucked up. I'm a loser. That was not a collision, right? That was not my fault. That was a dive bomb, sure, but it wasn't illegal.
Nice driving. That was the fastest lap of the race.
Oh my god, that was way too wide. Tens? Oh my god. Jesus. Just for that? That wasn't even like I call bullshit. How is that my fault? You know? Let's see how the whole race. Oh my god, that's a lot of cars. Oh, I can move. Let me see. I can't move too much. Anyway. So I'm right behind Massa. And then I pass Massa. And then I pass whoever's in front of him. And I'll Grosjean. And then we keep going. Oh my god, that's so many cars. And then I have Raikkonen up ahead. And then I pass him. No, that's Raikkonen. Actually, yeah, this was already way too aggressive. But also, like, what is that braking? Like, on the grass and shit? That's not allowed. But anyway. So then I'm behind Vettel for quite a bit of time. Let's see now. Oh shit, right, there's music in this. I don't want music. So... See, this is clean. Because I use the energy to pass on the outside. This is clean as hell. But then I'm right behind Alonso, and I just fucking do that. Right? Like, what was that? Yeah. Yeah, that was bullshit. That was complete bullshit. I pushed him off, like there's no excuse for this. That is just pushing him off. But I don't know. I don't know what I was doing there, actually. I really don't know how to explain this. Anyway. I'm really tired. So I'm leaving now. Goodbye.